Okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to practice solving equations with fractions. So there's different difficulties of these. We've done a lot of these already. Don't freak out about a fraction. It's just a process. So we still start off, let me see if I can find my pen. We're going to draw a line down. And so now what I'm going to do is I still have to get rid of what's not touching the x first if I can. And so you see I have this plus 5. I can get rid of that first. So I'm going to minus 5, minus 5. And so a negative 18 and a negative 5 is a negative 23 equals 2/3 x. And so now I have to get rid of the 2 and the 3. I'm just going to do this one step at a time, and we're going to get rid of a divide by 3, that's right here, by timesing by 3. And so I also times by 3 on the left. And so on the right, my 3's cross off because that was my goal. And so I'm left with 2x. And then 3 times 23 is negative 69. And so now we have to get rid of this 2. And so this is a times 2. And the way you get rid of a times 2 is dividing by 2. 2 does not go into 69 equally, so you can just leave it as negative 69 over 2. Or if you want to use a calculator, you can go ahead and use your calculator and you get negative 34.5. So this one is actually a fraction problem we've already done. It's not a difficult one. But when you have something that's like 2/3 or 4/5 or anything, you just do one step at a time. Okay, so let's look at the next type of problem. This one is a little different. It does have a big divide. And remember, when you have a big divide, I have to get rid of that before I can get rid of the top. But essentially, I'm going to highlight the things I have to get rid of. I got to get rid of the 4, the 2, and the 3. And remember, the rule is you always get rid of what's farthest away from x. And for this one, what's farthest away from x is this minus 4. So I'm going to add 4 first. Because what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to make it so I only have a fraction on the left. So my 4's cross off. And so I get x plus 2 divided by 3 is equal to 12. And so I have this 2 and 3, but remember I need to get rid of that big fraction first. So this one I actually have to times by 3 first. And so my goal was to get rid of the 3, so those are gone. So now I have x plus 2 is equal to, what is that? I said 26, but it's 36. And now to get rid of a plus 2, I minus 2. So x is 34, okay? So that one's not that bad, but again, you got to move that 4 first. Okay. All right, the last one, this is where it gets a little harder, but I still think it's doable. So if you want, we can get rid of the fraction first. So this one I'm going to do differently because I'm going to get rid of the fraction first just to make this problem a little easier. Even before I move the 2. So if you want to get rid of a fraction first, get rid of fraction first. If you want to do that, then you must multiply everything. Multiply everything. So when I want to get rid of a divide by 4, I'm going to change color so we can see. I'm going to times by 4 here. Oops, that looks like another number. 4 here, here. Just doing that. Here, and here. So I have to times everything by 4, okay? And so my goal was to get rid of the 4, so they're gone. And so now I get 3x plus 2 times 4 is 8. 2 times 4 is 8 with an x. And 7 times 4 is 28. So now we made the problem a little easier because I multiplied everything by the fraction I'm trying to get rid of. Okay? All right, and so now I'm going to subtract 8x on both sides. My 8x's are gone, and you see I'm lining up my x's. So negative 5x plus 8 equals negative 28. And now I have to get rid of a plus 8, so I'm going to minus 8 on both sides. The 8's are gone, so I get negative 5x equals negative 36. And then I divide by negative 5. 5 does not go into 36 evenly, but you do need to change these. You see those two negatives? I do need to make it 36 over 5. And again, you can leave it as 36 over 5, or you can turn it into a decimal, and that's going to be 7.2. Okay. So if you don't like the fraction, get rid of it and multiply it by everything here. I'm going to show you what that looks like on this other problem. If you would have done that, I'm going to rewrite it over here. X plus 2 over 3 minus 4 equals 8. If you wanted to do that method here, you can. I multiply by 3 here, I multiply by 3 here, and I multiply by 3 here. Be careful though. These two things are together on the fraction, so I only do 1 3. And so I would, if you do it this way, you cross off the 3, and you get x plus 2 minus 12 equals 24. When you do your math, you're going to get the exact same answer. But it just looks a little different. So if you want to get rid of the fraction first, you can. You just have to multiply everything. So let's set up this one up here the same way. So I'm going to rewrite it again. And again, if I want to get rid of the fraction first, because I don't like it, who likes a fraction? To get rid of a divide by 3, I multiply by 3, and you times everything by 3. So 18 times 3 is, what is that, 54? The 3's are gone there, plus 15. And it looks different, but when you do your math, you're going to get the exact same answer. Okay? So you have to decide how you want to do the problems. But again, if you want to get rid of a fraction, you can get rid of it by multiplying. But you have to multiply everything. Okay? So we have some different examples. Today you're going to go ahead and spend some time practicing that.